Jungkook ran inside the forest, dragging Wine with him. Wine was crying continuously in fear. She flinched every time the gunshots tore through the air, the birds flapping away. Wine, Jungkook! Her broken voice came out as she cried. They ran for the next few moments before the gunshots vanished. Jungkook cursed and finally stopped near a tree. Jungkook panted with heavy breaths, his eyes falling on the little girl. He smirked inside. Jungkook, let's go with me. One stared at him, hiccuping. When, where? She could not form any words in panic. Jungkook looked away. Jungkook, my enemies saw you. I have to take you with me, under my safety, or they'll kill you. Wine's body froze. Wine could not process what she has gotten herself into by showing up to some dangerous peoples by getting involved with him. She shook her head. Wine, no, I can't go with you. I don't even know you. You also have enemies, she mumbled, stepping back. Jungkook's calm eyes suddenly darkened. Jungkook, you want to die? He asked, glaring at her. Tears fell from her eyes as she took another step back, but Jungkook's hand shot to grab her tiny wrist. Jungkook, I'm not asking you. You are going with me until the danger is gone. Wine's lips quivered. She looked around the deep forest. She didn't know where to go anymore. Suddenly Jungkook's phone rang. He took out his phone and received the call. Wine scaredly looked around before she heard Jungkook. Jungkook, coming. He looked at Wine. My men are here. Let's go. Before she could even protest, Jungkook dragged her with him. They both finally reached the opposite of the highway. One saw a car and a few men standing beside it. They all bowed the moment they saw Jungkook. Jungkook opened the door. Jungkook, get in the car right now. One was scared to see those bulky men. She was shoved inside the car by Jungkook. Wine sobbed inside the car as the car sped down the road. She felt trapped with the devil. If she leaves, she's dead by his enemies. Wine didn't know where Jungkook was taking her or what will happen next. She just hoped everything will be alright. Wine's lashes fluttered open. She found herself lying on a bed, an unfamiliar ceiling. She hesitantly looked around. She remembered falling asleep in his car. Where is she? Where did he bring her? Wine sprinted up, looking around the room. Everything was so elegant. She sadly stared out of the window. How did he bring her? Her cheeks flashed immediately. Suddenly a door clicking sound activated her senses. Before she could process anything, Jungkook entered inside. Wine widened her eyes at his mannerless act. She pulled the duvet up to her chest. Jungkook, you woke up, Sleeping Beauty? Jungkook smirked, holding a tray of food. Where are we? And when did we reach here? She clutched the duvet tightly. Jungkook chuckled and placed the tray before her. Wine curiously watched him as he straightened his posture and folded his hand. Jungkook, an hour ago, I had to carry you all the way here because you weren't waking up. Jungkook said with a sigh. Wine narrowed her eyebrows at his word. She is not a heavy sleeper at all. Wine, thank you. Wine nervously fiddled with her fingers, which amused Jungkook. Jungkook's predatory eyes casually fell on her little body. He was confused himself why he planned all that attack thing and brought her with him. He just laid off his thoughts. Jungkook, it's already past evening. Eat. I'm trying to track your uncle. I can't leave you alone for now. You are staying here until I find your uncle. Tell me some details. Wine immediately nodded her head, shifting on her place, eager to tell him. Wine, he has small hairs, wrinkled face, he's tall and bulky, a little fat too, she explained innocently, her cheeks turning crimson red, staring at his deep grey eyes. Wine, Uncle said we're going somewhere, they would give me a work, but then Uncle lost, he left me in the forest, saying he'll come back soon, she pouted sadly. Jungkook rolled his tongue inside his cheek, his eyes sharpened, hearing her sweet melodic voice. Judging by her words, she is not rich, but polite enough, unlike him, rude, arrogant, possessive. Jungkook, that's enough of information. You must be starving. You can live here like your own house. I put your life in danger, so now I have to take your responsibility. Wine stared at the handsome man. She was born naive. She chewed her lips and nodded, not like she has any choice. Jungkook coldly nodded and finally tore off his dark gaze away from her pretty face. She had no makeup on, yet she caught his attention with her ethereal beauty. Jungkook scoffed, leaving the room. Wine glanced at the food. She was so hungry, she even lost her appetite, traumatized by everything that happened within a single night. Wine, I hope he finds you soon. She pulled the bowl of soup and started eating. What should I call him? Jungkooka? No, Ajishi? Maybe Jungkookshi is okay? She ate, wondering to herself. Meanwhile, Jungkook came to the balcony of his own room and received the call from his man. Jungkook, found him already? Good. Where is he? Jungkook listened to the information, then something shocked him. His eyes deepened. What? He continued to listen to his man, and then a creepy smirk appeared on his tight lips. Jungkook hung up the call after talking. He slipped his hands inside the pockets. A sinister spark glinted in his devilish eyes. Jungkook, so innocent of you, not knowing you were about to be sold to a bar, huh? He scoffed and a low chuckle escaping his lips. Jungkook, time to play some naughty games. In the morning, Wine was so confused what to do. She came downstairs and saw no one, and then she heard few noises. She followed the sounds and saw it was coming from the kitchen. She peeked inside like a curious kitten, holding the wall, seeing some women doing cooking and other stuffs. Judging by their outfits, one could sense they works here, but so many women. Most of them was middle-aged. She was wondering to herself until her eyes met with one. Omo, are you the one Master told us about? The woman chirped. She was in her 30s. Wine got startled and stood straight, fiddling with her fingers as she felt so many eyes on her. Wine didn't know what to do. She was feeling so nervous. She slowly bowed at them. Wine, Anyong, I'm Wine. She introduced herself, not knowing what they were thinking about. All of them smiled at her sweetness. Lily, come here. Wine eyed at them innocently and walked toward the women. Lily, I'm Lily. She's Amanda. She's... The woman kept introducing and Wine just nodded. Amanda, oh my god, she's so small. She quit, making one look at them with round doe eyes. Indeed, she was small. The fresh aroma of foods reached her nostrils. Lily, indeed. By the way, she must be hungry, and Master will be coming down soon. Prepare the table. One of the young maids nodded and left to do her work immediately. Wine looked at them with great curiosity. Never in her life a woman acted this softly with her, and these people made her surprised because they just met. Lily looked at the girl. She understood it must be awkward for her as Wine's new here. She gently patted Wine's head and Wine glanced at her. Lily, how old are you? Wine rose her hand and showed her fingers. Lily, you are 20? Wine nodded and Lily sighed in relief. At least she is not a minor. Lily, that's great. Come with me, she said and held Wine's wrist. Wine silently walked with her. Lily made Wine sit. Wine watched a young maid serving the dishes until someone ruffled her hairs. She flinched and saw Jungkook moving across the table to take his seat. Wine didn't understand why her cheeks heated. Why did he ruffle her hairs? She immediately shifted in her place, fiddling her fingers on the huge table before asking, Wine, did you find my uncle? She asked desperately. All she wants to do is move out from a stranger's house. It's awkward for her. Jungkook sat calmly and glanced at her. Jungkook, no. He lied and a small frown appeared on Wine's face. He watched the way her shoulders slumped down in disappointment. Wine leaned back in her chair, nervously tearing her lips, looking at him with sad eyes. Wine, please find him soon. I have to leave. Wine said softly. Jungkook's eyes darkened. Jungkook, you came here on your own will, and you'll leave when I say so. Wine stared at him, confused. Wine, huh? Jungkook chuckled with a smirk before shaking his head. He signaled the maid with his finger and the maid left from there immediately. Jungkook, you worry too much, don't you? Wine shook her head. Wine, I can't just... Jungkook cut her off by saying, Jungkook, my man will be here soon with your things. Everything that you need. Wine, what do you mean? Wine's face turned pale. Jungkook, you will know really soon. Wine watched the smirk as Jungkook looked down onto the plate and picked up few dishes. Wine could not understand what is his intention. Jungkook, foods are getting cold. Eat fast. Wine stared at him for a good moment of confusion and then hesitantly took food. Jungkook, you are not thinking of eating that little food like a bird does, are you? Wine flinched at the sudden voice and stared at her foods. Is it an amount of bird food? Wine, I eat a little only, she replied, her fingers shaking. Jungkook, no wonder why you are so tiny. Wine heard his dark chuckle. She wanted to pout at his words, but she restrained herself. Jungkook gazed at her again and again. He could not take his eyes off her. The way she was eating silently like a little modest woman, he was getting irritated by himself. It's not like he was never with a woman, but this little girl was getting on his nerves, doing absolutely nothing. He had planned all the enemy thing to bring her with him. But why? Jeon Jungkook, the mafia lord, he has no enemy. No one ever dares to be one. If anyone does, they vanishes like they never existed. He rules the whole country with a single snap of his finger. Jungkook, come with me after you finish your food. After having breakfast, Hwan followed Jungkook as he told her to. Jungkook signed and looked back. Jungkook, you have to help me with something. Hwan became curious at his demand. Hwan waited for him to continue. She'll be happy to help him after everything he has done for her. She won't even think twice before agreeing to help him. Jungkook, you have to pretend to be my girlfriend. His statement vanished Hwan's faint smile.